Nanny Faye Chrisley's first appearance with Todd since prison release. Fans have watched the Chrisley family reunite ever since Todd and Julie received their recent presidential pardon. Since then, one member of the family they've especially wanted to see Todd reunite with is his mother, Nanny Faye Chrisley. In a recent video, Todd shared her first appearance with him since his release. Chrisley Knows Best fans have already been anticipating seeing more of Nanny Faye. Fans were introduced to the Chrisley family through the USA Network series, Chrisley Knows Best. This includes Todd and Julie Chrisley, as well as their children. Another personality fans know well is Todd's mother, Nanny Faye Chrisley. With her one-liners and various antics, she quickly became a fan favorite among viewers. Back in 2022, the family saw Todd and Julie get convicted of a variety of charges, including bank fraud and tax evasion, and were sentenced to a combined 19 years behind bars. However, back in May, their time in prison was cut short thanks to a presidential pardon from President Donald Trump. Since then, fans have been anticipating seeing the family reunite, especially with Nanny Faye. In fact, as previously reported, Faye was expected to appear in the family's Lifetime docuseries even before Todd and Julie were pardoned, meaning fans were already planning on seeing more of her. Taking to Instagram, Todd recently shared his first on-screen reunion with his mother with fans. In the video, only Faye could be seen, with Todd speaking to her, teasing at what the conversation would be like. A caption read, "She needs Jesus." Todd starts off the video asking his mother where she is going. Nanny responded by saying she is going to her place. When Todd asks her to clarify what her place is, she adds she wants to go to Evansville, Indiana. As fans know, Nanny was fond of going to Indiana for its casinos. Nanny Faye Chrisley has made her emotional and long-awaited first public appearance alongside her son, Todd Chrisley, since his release from prison, sending waves of joy and relief through the fan base of Chrisley Knows Best. The heartwarming moment unfolded quietly but quickly went viral after footage emerged online of the mother-son duo walking arm in arm outside a private residence in Nashville. After months of legal troubles and separation from family, Todd's re-entry into civilian life has been carefully shielded from public scrutiny. But this latest sighting, with the beloved Nanny Faye at his side, has sparked an outpouring of emotional reactions from fans of the hit reality show. Eyewitnesses close to the scene reported that Nanny Faye, dressed in her trademark Southern chic attire complete with a floral scarf and sunglasses, was visibly overcome with emotion as she greeted Todd. The two embraced for an extended moment, exchanging what onlookers described as both tears and laughter. The pair were seen spending the afternoon together at a family gathering held at the home of Savannah Chrisley, Todd's daughter, who has remained a central figure in the family's fight for justice and rehabilitation. The occasion marked more than just a casual family reunion. It was a deeply symbolic reunion between mother and son, a sign that despite public scrutiny, legal battles, and time behind bars, the Chrisley family's enduring bond remains unbroken. For many fans who have followed the ups and downs of Chrisley Knows Best for over a decade, seeing Todd reunited with Nanny Faye signaled the return of the family dynamic that made them household names in the first place. Nanny Faye, who has become a fan favorite for her candid personality, quick wit, and fierce loyalty to her family, has been largely absent from public appearances in recent months. While she made a few brief comments through Savannah's social media about Todd's incarceration and her battle with bladder cancer, she had stayed away from the spotlight. But this rare sighting reaffirms that she remains a steady matriarchal force in the Chrisley household. Insiders close to the family have shared that Nanny Faye was instrumental in helping the family cope during the emotionally taxing time of Todd and Julie's incarceration. She has played a stabilizing role for Savannah, Chase, Grayson, and Chloe, and continues to be a central figure in the family's private moments. This public appearance comes just weeks after Todd was granted compassionate release from prison following a months-long campaign led by his legal team and daughter Savannah. Julie Chrisley, his wife, remains behind bars at FMC Lexington in Kentucky, with a projected release date in 2026. Todd had been serving his time at FPC Pensacola, a minimum security facility in Florida, after being convicted alongside Julie on federal charges of bank fraud and tax evasion. Despite maintaining his innocence, Todd was sentenced to 12 years, while Julie received 7. However, shifting legal tides, including pending appeals and public advocacy campaigns, have helped pave the way for Todd's early release under strict supervision. In a statement shared via Savannah's official podcast, the Chrisley family expressed immense gratitude for the support they've received from fans and close friends. "It's been a dark chapter," Savannah said, "but moments like this, seeing Dad with Nanny, those are the light we've been clinging to." She added that her father was in good spirits and ready to rebuild the family legacy, despite the damage done to their public image and reputation. Todd, though not yet fully active on social media, was reportedly deeply moved by the show of support since his release. He has not granted any formal interviews but has authorized limited updates to be shared through Savannah's platforms. Sources suggest that he has been spending time privately with family, attending counseling sessions, and working on a memoir that will detail his journey through fame, scandal, and faith. That memoir is rumored to include unfiltered accounts of his time in prison, reflections on fatherhood, and candid discussions about fame, forgiveness, and rebuilding trust. As for Nanny Faye, she remains a symbol of resilience, humor, and unconditional love. Despite her ongoing health challenges, she has consistently prioritized her family above all else. Her recent appearance with Todd has already inspired a surge in social media posts calling for her return to television. "We need a Nanny Faye spinoff," one fan wrote on Twitter. Another posted, "Seeing her with Todd again just makes my heart full." With Todd's return to civilian life and growing momentum around a possible revival of the Chrisley family brand, discussions have intensified about potential new projects. While USA Network officially canceled Chrisley Knows Best in 2022 after the couple's conviction, whispers in the industry suggest streaming platforms may be interested in a reboot or docuseries chronicling the family's comeback story. A camera crew was reportedly spotted near Savannah's home in recent days, leading fans to speculate that filming has already begun on a new chapter of the Chrisley saga. Whether a new show emerges or not, the emotional reunion between Todd and Nanny Faye has already become a defining image of their post-prison narrative. It highlights a return not just to freedom, but to family, to faith, healing, and the kind of generational love that has anchored them through some of the darkest moments. Todd's path forward remains uncertain, especially with ongoing legal hurdles and public scrutiny. But if the joy on Nanny Faye's face is any indication, the family is leaning into hope rather than shame. For fans, this moment was more than a media sighting. It was a reunion years in the making. And in a reality TV world that so often thrives on conflict and scandal, it served as a rare, authentic glimpse of raw humanity, the kind of moment that reminds audiences why they fell in love with the Chrisleys in the first place. Whether or not television cameras capture the next stage of their journey, one thing is clear: Nanny Faye and Todd Chrisley are standing side by side again. And for the millions who watch them navigate laughter, loss, and life together on screen, that simple fact feels like the beginning of something bigger. Todd made sure to have the last word in the video. Todd responded to this by telling his mother she needs to go to church, thanking God. Nanny assured him, "I am. I thank him every day. A bunch of times every day." To this, Todd shared, "No, you thank him for giving you the good health and a car to get to Indiana." Nanny pointed out she could phone her order, adding, "They'll come for me." Todd then asked, "What would Jesus do?" Nanny teased, "Go with me?" Todd then ended the video with the last word, "Mama." Taking to the comments, fans shared their reactions to the moment between mother and son. Quite a few shared that they were happy to see Nanny Faye again, saying they appreciated her sense of humor. Some comments included, "Nanny Faye is a national treasure." She truly is. She cracks me up with her response back to Todd. That's my kind of mama. I know she is busting at the seams with joy to have her baby back. Oh, I've missed Nanny for sure. So glad you all are reunited. I love it. Jesus would go with her. That's right, Nanny. Nanny loves her casino. Evansville loves you, Nanny Faye. Todd Chrisley has never been one to hold his tongue. And true to form, the once charismatic star of Chrisley Knows Best made sure his voice rang loud and clear in his first official video appearance since being released from prison. The brief yet powerful clip, shared on his daughter Savannah Chrisley's podcast channel, has now gone viral for one reason in particular: Todd's emotional, unfiltered closing statement. Fans and critics alike are calling it vintage Chrisley. Bold, unapologetic, and fully in command of his narrative. The video, just under 8 minutes long, was released without prior warning. It opens with Todd seated between Savannah and Nanny Faye, framed by a cozy, candlelit background in Savannah's Nashville home. As the family discusses their emotional journey, legal troubles, and the long months of separation, it's clear that this moment wasn't just planned. It was deeply intentional. Yet it wasn't until the final seconds that Todd, in classic Chrisley style, leaned into the camera, took a breath, and delivered what fans are now calling the last word heard round the world. In his parting message, Todd said, "They tried to silence us. They tried to bury us. But what they didn't realize was, we were seeds." The camera lingered just long enough to catch the flicker in his eyes before the screen faded to black. The line, now trending on social media, was more than just dramatic flair. It was a statement of survival, a declaration of faith, and for many who followed his story through reality TV highs and courtroom lows, it was the defiant, faith-filled final note they expected from him. Since his release from FPC Pensacola, a minimum security prison in Florida, Todd has kept a relatively low profile. His time behind bars followed a highly publicized conviction on federal charges of tax evasion and bank fraud, alongside his wife Julie Chrisley, who remains incarcerated at FNC Lexington in Kentucky. Todd, sentenced to 12 years, was recently granted early release under supervised terms due to adjustments in federal sentencing guidelines and the ongoing appeal filed by his legal team. Despite the fallout from the trial and years-long legal battle, Todd appears focused on reclaiming both his voice and his legacy. Savannah, who has taken on the dual role of family spokesperson and podcast host, has made it clear that her father's story isn't over. The video served not only as a personal update, but also as a symbolic return, a declaration that the Chrisleys are not backing down from the public stage. And if there were any doubt about Todd's willingness to speak out, his final words erased them. Fans immediately flooded the comments section with reactions ranging from emotional support to passionate speculation. "That last line gave me chills," one user wrote. "Todd may have been off our screens, but he hasn't lost his fire." Another posted, "Say what you want about the Chrisleys, but Todd has always known how to end things with impact." Nanny Faye's presence in the video added another layer of emotional depth. Sitting beside Todd, holding his hand at times, her calm strength reminded viewers of the family's enduring unity. She even interjected with humor at one point, saying, "He always has to get the last word, but I'll let him have it this time." The room erupted in laughter, but the sentiment was deeper than a punchline. It spoke to decades of family dynamics, TV storytelling, and personal resilience. As for Savannah, she ended the video with a heartfelt message to fans. "Thank you for not giving up on us. Thank you for believing in our family when we were at our lowest. This is the beginning of a new chapter, and we're writing it ourselves." She then turned to her father, prompting his now legendary final statement. In a media landscape where public figures often disappear following scandal, the Chrisleys appear determined to rewrite the script. Todd's video presence, especially his closing words, suggests that he is positioning himself not as a disgraced celebrity but as a wronged man fighting back with his voice and his faith. Whether or not audiences will embrace that narrative remains to be seen, But if the reactions are any indication, the appetite for more Chrisley content hasn't gone away. Did you see Nanny Faye in Todd Chrisley's recent video? Make sure you come back to TV shows Ace for all the latest reality TV and celebrity news. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, America Trends 24, and stay with us.